It started with something small, something so insignificant that most people would have ignored it. But for Daniel, it was the beginning of a nightmare he would never wake up from. The first time he noticed it, he was half asleep, lost in that hazy space between dreams and reality. His room was silent, save for the distant hum of the city outside his window. The dim glow of his night lamp painted soft shadows across the walls. He turned over, pulling his blanket higher, when, just for a split second, he saw it. A shadow shifting, not the kind that moves because of flickering light, not the kind that vanishes when you blink. This was different. It had weight, purpose, and the worst part, it wasn't cast by anything in the room. Daniel sat up with a jerk, heart pounding in his chest. He scanned the room, searching for an explanation. Maybe a car's headlights passing by, maybe just a trick of his tired mind, but the road outside was empty, and the shadow had been inside. Not on the walls, not on the floor, but in the air, like something standing between him and the lamp. Nothing was there now, just his empty room, his messy desk, his half-open closet. He sighed, shaking his head. "You're exhausted. Go back to sleep." And so he did. But that was his first mistake. The unseen presence. Days passed, and the incident faded into the background of his mind. Work, friends, life, everything moved on as usual. But every night, at precisely 3:12 a.m., Daniel would wake up. No nightmares, no sound waking him, just a feeling, the feeling of being watched. It was impossible to describe, yet unmistakable, like the weight of unseen eyes pressing against his skin, like the silence in a room that isn't empty. At first, he ignored it. Then, he started keeping his lamp on all night. But even in the warm glow, he felt it, a presence that didn't belong. One night, curiosity won over fear. He set up his phone camera before sleeping, pointing it towards his bed. If something was happening, he'd see in the morning. The next day, he hesitated before checking. His hands were clammy as he unlocked his phone and pressed play. For the first few hours, nothing. Just him, sleeping soundly. The occasional twitch or turn. Normal. But then, at exactly 3:12 a.m., the footage glitched. Just for a second, a static blur washed over the screen. And when it cleared, there was someone standing beside his bed. Not someone. Something. The shape was tall, impossibly thin. Its head tilted at an unnatural angle. There were no eyes, no face, just a void darker than the shadows around it. It didn't move, didn't breathe, just stood there, watching him sleep. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, it was gone. The room was empty again. The footage continued as if nothing had happened. But Daniel knew. It had been there. It was still there. The shifting reality. Fear clawed at his mind. He convinced himself it was a camera glitch, a trick of the light, maybe his imagination running wild. Until the next night. This time, he didn't sleep. He sat up in bed, phone in hand, recording in real time. Hours passed, nothing happened. And then, 3:12 a.m., the air grew thick, heavy, like the room itself was suffocating. The shadows stretched, deepened. His vision wavered, like looking through heat waves on asphalt. Then he saw it, not on the camera, not in the mirror, but standing at the foot of his bed. Real, right there. It didn't move at first, just observed. Then, slowly, it took a step forward. Daniel tried to scream, but no sound came out. His body refused to move. Paralysis gripped him as the thing loomed closer, its shape shifting like ink spreading in water. Then it whispered, a voice that wasn't a voice, a sound that crawled inside his skull, bypassing his ears entirely. A single word, stretched and distorted beyond recognition. Remember, the forgotten truth. Morning came, and Daniel woke up drenched in sweat, heart hammering against his ribs. Had it been real? A dream? His phone was in his hand, the video still recording. He swallowed hard and played it back. And there it was. Not just a figure, not just a whisper, but something else. Something far worse. At the beginning of the footage, before he had even turned off the lights, something was already in the room, sitting in the corner, watching. And the scariest part? It had been there the whole time. Daniel couldn't breathe. His own heartbeat thundered in his ears. He rewound the footage, again and again, trying to make sense of it. But there was no mistaking it. The shadow had been waiting. His mind raced through every possibility. A prank? Sleep paralysis? But deep down he knew this wasn't a hallucination. This wasn't normal. And then his phone vibrated. A message from an unknown number. 4 words. You saw it too. His hands trembled as he read the message over and over, his breath shallow. Someone else knew. Someone else had seen it. Before he could respond, another text arrived. Don't look at it. A chill crawled down his spine. He turned slowly, eyes scanning his darkened room. The closet door was slightly open. The shadows in the corners, they looked darker than before. Thicker. Then, from inside the phone speaker, a whisper. It knows. Daniel dropped the phone. The screen flickered. The closet door creaked open. A long, skeletal hand stretched out from the darkness. And then, everything went black.